Hey everybody, what's going on? I wanted to do a video today about, well, it's a popular thing, EDC videos. In my EDC, I like to have redundancy. What I mean by that is, I like to have more than one option for things that do more than one job, if that makes any sense. Most of the time I work in hotels and there's no windows. And a lot of times the kitchens are buried so deep into the hotel or up on second and third floors in satellite kitchens for the larger hotels. Whenever there's a fire, the elevators stop working, they drop down to the lowest floor and open up. So you can't use the elevators. And I find in order to save money, the emergency lights never work because they never replace the batteries unless OSHA comes in and checks to make sure, or the fire inspector comes in to check the batteries and the dates on them. So what I found a lot of times when there's disasters, power outages, and fires in hotels, it just goes black, completely black, because there's no windows. And the exit signs don't light up, and people start to panic, and it leaves you going down the emergency stairs. And the emergency stairs are supposed to be lit with the emergency lighting, but 9 times out of 10 they're not lit. And you'll find people trying to get down the stairs in pitch black. They fall down, break their arms, break their legs, and you will be surprised how callous some people are when they're scared. If you fall down, they're gonna walk right on top of you to get out. And a lot of times, like I think it was called the Happy Land. That was a club in New York that burned down, and I think it killed like 500 people because none of the lighting worked and nobody could get out, and they were actually incinerated alive. So I'll show you some of the redundancies that I do in my EDC, and these are realistic redundancies. You're not going to carry around a giant mag light with you. I always have a Swiss Army knife. It's an easy multi-tool. I know it's hard use, and it works for basically what you need it for. Leatherman just takes up too much work for me and bumps into things and it snags on stuff. I carry a Ka-Bar Mule, and I carry it in this position on my belt because it looks like a cell phone case. And that's a field knife. It's pretty heavy duty. It'll do anything you want it to do as a knife. If pushed into a defensive situation, it also excels there. Second option of knives that I carry is a Ka-Bar BK2, and this is another one that you wear around your neck. It's got 550 paracord on it. You wear it under your clothes around your neck, and it's got this little Kydex sheath, and it's a blade in its truest form. There's no fancy frills or anything like that. It's just a blade when you need a blade, and it's made out of tool grade steel. Basically, it's like as thick as a pry bar. It's like a sharpened pry bar. So let's take that out, and that's it. It's very sharp, and it has a wire breaker on it, and also a bottle opener. You know, when you have to open up bottles during an emergency, you never know. And it's a hard use knife, and like I said, it's in its truest form. There's no interesting scales on here or zany attachments. It's just a blade, easily sharpened, and it works really well. And you wear it completely concealed under your clothes. Nobody knows it's there. I always have a lighter. I had bought that military Swiss Mountain Quantum lighter, and it lasted all of a week. The last time I bought a Quantum, it was like $100 and something bucks. I bought it out in the Caribbean, and my girlfriend stole it from me. And it was a heavy lighter, and it always worked. It was a Blue Flame lighter, and so I bought the other Quantum, and like I said, the Quantum didn't last long. It fell apart in like a couple days. So I sent it back to the guy on eBay I bought it from, and he asked me what I wanted. He had like 90 different lighters, so I ended up with for nothing, a Styles cigar lighter. And I knew going in, just it was as pretty as it was, the paint was going to chip off, which I was right. The paint did chip off, but it's pretty basic. And I'll carry Zippos day to day on my days off, but when I'm at work, it's always a butane lighter. They're just more dependable. The Zippos, it seems like whenever you want to use them, all the fluid leaks out of them. So it's a triple beam, triple flame blue lighter. I don't know if you can see that. It gets hot enough to melt pennies. Next up, I have my phone. And my phone also, it does so much stuff, but I'm not going to get into that. One of the most important features on there, it has an LED light. And the LED light will run for, I believe, 14 hours. 14 or 16 hours. And that is plenty to get you out of a dark situation where people are panicking, or at least get yourself out. And that boils down to a lot of things that people say. There's not that many heroes in the trenches. I find that out on a regular basis. When things get really sketchy and you go into survival mode, you want to get away from people. And I find that knowing the ins and outs of the hotels, especially during a fire, I know my way out, and I will find my way out. So we have the phone. We should also communicate with it. And then I have a burner. Now, what a burner is a no contract prepay phone that you can go into any deli in the city or any place around here and buy minutes on a card and just enter them on there. It's anonymous, nobody knows who you are, so I call it my monkey business phone. All monkey business gets done on here. Anything I don't want someone to hear gets done on here because it's completely anonymous. You know, like late night crank phone calls to waitresses, you know, important stuff like that, where you don't want to be known who you are. So that's my redundancy there. I carry a flashlight always, and this little light I put on there last night, which a lot of people like, it was from the dollar store, it was like 43 cents or something like that. I know if I get it wet, it's not going to work. I know it's not hard use, so I'll just keep it on my keychain. I want to show you one of the other things I have. This is called a Panther Vision hat. What a Panther Vision hat is, it's a plain old camo Realtree hat. You can buy these at Lowe's. And on the inside, you flip up the side, and you have some batteries in here. All right, they flip right up like that. You want to replace the batteries, and then it just folds right under where nobody can see it. Just like that, plain old hat. And the neat thing about it is there's two LEDs right in the brim of the hat. So you don't have to be like dopey looking with a big flashlight on your head. What I found that this has saved my ass a few times, especially going down, like I said, those emergency stairs, because they're pitch black. They're all concrete and tile. So if you fall, there's a lot of tiers to fall down, and you usually do get hurt when you fall down because it's all rock. Now on the inside of the brim here, see it says Panther Vision right on there. You'll feel around, there's a switch on the inside underneath the fabric. You press the switch and the two LEDs illuminate on the bill. And this literally makes a 15 to 20 foot pathway of light. It lights up the entire stairwell, and I have my way of getting out. Like I said, my concern is getting out myself. If I can help someone, I'll help someone, but I know during panic situations where people are freaking out and screaming and running for the doors and walking over each other, I don't want any part of that. So I go down the back stairways and I get out myself. So just want to share that with you, and that's a Panther Vision. And there's all, it doesn't have to be camo. There's all different kinds of hats with team logos on it and stuff like that. Now this is one of those things, it says you can't wash it, all right? But what I found is if you take the batteries out and you wash it by hand and put it in the sun to dry, I've never had a problem with it. I just try and keep the washing down of it to a minimum. I wouldn't put it in the washing machine and let it slop around there, because there's wires inside the brim and wires in the headband, and it's adjustable on the back because I got a freakishly large head, so that works out great for me. And nobody can see it. You wear the hat, nobody knows it's a flashlight on there. You don't have to look like a dorkomatic to feel safe. So I just want to show those things to you. And that is the Panther Vision. Look at that, man. These are bright LEDs too. And if one quits, the other one will work. And I've had this one now for 10 years, maybe 11 years. And you can buy these right at Lowe's. They're usually right by the safety glasses. So I thought I'd share that with you. Everybody seemed like they enjoyed my dollar store finds. And this was, I want to say $14. Money well invested, and it's proved to be worth its weight in gold. I've gotten out of probably 2 or 3 hotel fires when there was no light, of course, and I had this to get myself out. And the one thing about me is, once I get out, I'm not going back in. You can keep all that hero stuff. A couple times my manager is like, go back in the hotel, you gotta go in the back in the hotel and get the guests out, this and that. I did it once, and some guy punched me in the face when I was trying to get him out of his room, and that was it for me. The sprinkler system came on, and some people, they're too afraid to move, and that's where the fire department and the professionals come in. People get hostile, they get angry, they don't believe you work for the hotel, and they don't want to leave their rooms, they don't want to leave their stuff. It's just a horror show, and especially around the city. So I thought I'd share that with you. It's a good plan to have a light and a way to get out of some place that could become a death trap. So you don't want to be one of those statistics where, oh, well, he couldn't find the door, and, well, he just burned alive. But he was a great guy. That's not me. All right, later, guys.